Welcome to the Ascent Life podcast. I'm your host, R. Brandon Long, here with the mission to inspire 1 million people a day to live their best lives and be the best versions of themselves. That is living an Ascent Life. We begin today with some wisdom from the pages, reading from the 10x is easier than 2x. Let's see, it's this right here. Yeah, from the chapter, take 150 free days per year. So this is 10x. 10x is easier than 2x. I've recently sort of done this in my own life where it's like, get rid of something that you've been pushing really, really hard to just get a little bit of gain out of in order to get a lot of gain in another area. And so a part of that here in this chapter, he says, it's counterintuitive, but in order to go 10x, you need to work less, not more. 10x is easier than 2x. 10x is about innovation and results. It's a qualitative and nonlinear approach to time. 2x is about busyness and effort. It's a quantitative and linear approach to time. So a couple other things I underlined in this chapter. He splits things up on between focus days and like buffer days, what he calls it, the author Sullivan. On focus days, he's coaching his entrepreneur clients, creating new tools and models, collaborating on podcasts and other projects. On buffer days, it's where he's meeting his team, organizing and planning. He says, rather than trying to do several different activities each day, this is on stacking your workload during your week, have days solely focused for specific types of activities. By simply having a meeting later in your day, your mind will continually think about it. You'll use it as an anchor to everything else you're doing. It will distract and derail your ability to focus because you know you have something coming out later. So yeah, he stacks all of his meetings on one day, which is good. I've tried to stack recordings on one day. Another thing he says is create bigger blocks of open space for deep work. Generally prefer to use time in units of half day at least. So you can't write a program well in like an hour. Like it's hard to get deep into a program or anything or editing or anything in an hour. I break things up by 50-minute blocks, but it's like 4 hours at a time. Something else he says, if you're going 10x, you're not a manager. Managers don't go 10x. You're a visionary and a transformational leader. Leaders don't manage. They build teams of leaders that manage themselves. No more than 3 personal objectives each day. And then right before he goes to sleep each night, he writes out, what are my 3 objectives for the next day? Once those 3 objectives are done, he moves on. Phenomenal book. 10x is easier than 2x. Highly recommend it. Dan Sullivan. I'm kind of going through that right now. So, and then I do have also, by the way, some content suggestions. YouTube. I put a new video out. It's called 6 Daily Habits to Live Your Best Life. It just covers kind of what I'm doing right now to live my best life and the 6 habits that I have adopted. And I'm going on a 90-day push with those new 6 habits. And so if you want to know what those are, cruise over to the YouTube. It's the same YouTube channel as Ascent Life. And then also this one that this is a news story. It was a post by the author who wrote this book. It's called Do Hard Things, Steve Magnus, and he is a sports coach. And I thought I read his book, and then I opened it today, and I think, nope, I didn't read his book. I'm only a little bit into it. So, but he posted a banger explaining this. It's the Olympics, right? So this banger story on the Olympics. So let me pull it up real quick. Does anybody ever look at their bookmarks? Okay. This is the post. I'm going to read the whole thing. So it has to do with Alyssa Liu. I think it's Liu. I don't know if you watched her in the Olympics, Alyssa Liu. She just won Olympic gold. She retired at 16, was traumatized by the sport, and wouldn't go near an ice rink. And she just delivered a career best on the biggest stage on earth. It's the most compelling comeback story in sports right now. At 13, Liu was the youngest U.S. national champion ever. At 16, she finished 6th in the Olympics. She was a prodigy, being told what to eat, what to wear, what music to skate to, and when to train. She lived in a dorm alone at the Olympic Training Center, and she was miserable. The rink was my home for far too long, and I didn't have a choice, she says. So she quit. She lost something essential, the feeling that any of it was hers. She had no autonomy. So she went the other direction. She went to Nepal. She trekked to Everest Base Camp, got her driver's license, dyed her hair, attended college, and she just flat out lived life. As Lou put it, quitting was definitely, and still to this day, one of the best decisions ever. She built an identity that wasn't tied solely to the ice. She figured out who she was as a human being. Then in early 2024, she went skiing and felt something she hadn't felt in 2 years, an adrenaline rush. If skiing feels like this, what would skating feel like? She went to a public session, landed a double axel and a triple salchow on the spot. 2 weeks later, she was back, but this time on her own terms. She came back because she wanted to. I chose to be here. I loved that I was able to come back and choose my own destiny. The shift from external obligation to internal choice is the point. A mountain of research tells us autonomy is one of the most powerful drivers of sustained motivation. Self-determination theory is one of the most established theories in psychology. So when people feel ownership over their pursuits, performance goes up, burnout goes down, and creativity rockets. Her coach, Philip, cannot pronounce his last name, Guillermo, for many years, she was dropped off at the rink. She was told what to do, and now she comes in and it's all collaborative. She picks her own music, designs her own costumes, and controls her training load. No one's going to starve me or tell me what I can eat, she says. We often get performance wrong. We think the path to greatness is more control, more structure, more sacrifice. We push young phenoms to grind and to be disciplined, not realizing we're often extinguishing the flame that makes them great. It's what psychologist Ellen Winter found when studying prodigies. They have the rage to master, but over controlling environments suck the passion and joy out of them, snugging out that rage. So those who make it to adult staff have support, but their drive is more intrinsic than extrinsic. Lou's career best came after she walked away, lived her life, and then came back with agency. I love good stories. You know what I mean? Like good stories, they get me, man.
Me too.
So,
especially the inspiring ones.
God. So tonight, this was last night, so we wrote this. She skated to Donna Summer's MacArthur Park with platinum blonde streaks and lip piercing, and I'd say it gets me. The biggest smile in the building for a career best. Yeah, she won gold. She took gold. The first American to win Olympic gold in figure skating in 24 years. How cool is that?
What a dynamic story.
Oh my God, it's so awesome. Yeah. Everyone wants to know the secret to elite performance. It's not complicated. Give people ownership. Let them bring themselves to the performance instead of squashing the joy and authenticity out of them. Lisa Lou retired at 16 because skating wasn't hers anymore. And then she won an Olympic gold at 20 because it finally was hers. So be yourself and go all the way. Great post by Steve. Good job, Steve. Making us all cry on a Friday morning, for goodness sake.
How else are you going to start the day?
Oh, God, I love it so much. All right, let's bring our guest in. I'm just going to call you music enthusiast, Dave. Real estate broker, entrepreneur, avid mountain biker, David Owen. Welcome to Ascent Life.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Good. Happy to have you here. I'm going to ask you the big 3 questions we do on this podcast about purpose, success, and how you want to be remembered.
Yep.
But before we get there, let's get to know you a little bit so the Ascent Life audience knows you a little bit. Does it feel like you lived multiple lives?
That's one of the things I'm kind of famous for saying in conversation with people.
Yeah.
I really feel like I've lived multiple lives, iterations. Through different people almost too. Because my 16-year-old,
like different versions of yourself.
Yeah, totally different people. Yeah, this is my favorite version so far.
Yeah,
some of the versions have been more intense. There were some sad boy versions in there, some wild adventure versions. I'm a little bit more evened out now.
What do you like? Is it because you're older, more mature, or what do you like about this version?
I'm just more beat up by my daughters.
Yeah. Oh, well, daughters will help.
What I do I do feel a bit more established for the first time in my life. It took me a really long time to get there. I didn't go to college in my teens and early 20s and get a job as an accountant and enjoy a nice steady career. I took a whole different windy path through some dark woods and fields. And
true artist.
The more I look back on it, there would be a moment I'd be like, so no, because I'd be the first person to tell you I was an artist back in the day. But having some time between that and now, there's some artist stuff in there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start with music. When did you first pick up a guitar? When did you first start playing music? What's the story here?
Yeah, my mom taught piano lessons out of her house, and so when I was a little kid, she tried to teach me, but I was way too hyper, and I didn't listen very well. So yeah, I mean, I was definitely exposed to it super young. I started playing piano when I was 5. A little, kind of dabbled. I didn't really get the piano because I have an ear. I can just hear things, so it's hard to learn how to read music. And yeah, I started playing drums when I was about 11 or 12. On pots and pans. And my dad was like, okay, looks like we might need to take us to the next level. So we went and got a drum set, started playing drums. And right about 12, 13, then I started playing with my friends, and they had guitars and I had drums. And I remember my friend was playing Jimi Hendrix, Foxy Lady. And I was like, oh man, what an iconic guitar part. And I'm like playing the drums. I'm like, you can't really tell what that is with the drums.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I'll learn a guitar. That's even more like
rock,
relatable, memorable. So I taught myself guitar at 13, and and then in 9th grade, I played in a talent show in front of my school, and it changed my life.
You taught yourself guitar?
I taught myself guitar, which is kind of ironic.
Because this was, I mean, there wasn't YouTube, right? So you had from a book, or what did you do?
I just have an ear, and I've always been able to hear music even when I first started out. So I remember
awesome.
I had the Rage Against the Machine tape.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
And I sat down, and I'm like, oh, this isn't, I figured out how it was tuned, and I just eared it all out and went from there.
I remember, I think I missed my calling, by the way. Should have been a drummer. I remember hitting on pots and pans, the lids. And are pots and pan lids louder or quieter than actual drums?
Oh, they're probably just harsher. Harsher, yeah.
I did this one time. I threw my own concert, and I stole my mom's hole punch, and I took colored paper, right? And I hole punched all my own confetti, which took for probably a whole day, right? Like hours. Yeah. And then I did the drums, and then I threw the confetti to this was like me in my bedroom, dude. Like, yeah.
That's so like early entrepreneurial brand.
Like, well, I'm going to have a party. I don't know about anybody else, but the party's here. I think I also borrowed one of the red light bulbs that was probably supposed to be in the front porch or something, just to make some scene, get the vibe going a little bit, and listen to music. And I got in trouble once because my stepdad had this really nice stereo at home, and record player, and the records in our house were like Thriller and Kenny Rogers and stuff. And I don't remember which one I was listening to, but it was apparently far too loud, and I didn't know he had skipped the workday because I came home from school and just cranked it. I would crank it and then literally sit by the speaker, like right here. And I didn't know he was sleeping, right? And so I remember getting in trouble for that. And then I remember thinking, well, you probably should have gone to work, dude. Like, right.
Why were you here anyway? What did he say to you? Was he like, you can rock, but not that hard?
Yeah, no, it was like, what are you doing? Turn it down. Like, it's way too loud. Like, you're too old. Right?
Touche.
So you fell in love with music, and you entered, I guess, I don't know, it's not a competition, but the school.
Yeah, the talent show.
It
was like right when Nirvana and Pearl Jam were like getting really popular.
Yeah.
And I was in a band that played Pearl Jam, and I'm like, I had some of my best friends were in the other band that played Nirvana, and we both played in my band played State of Love and Trust off the single soundtrack from like old school Pearl Jam B-side.
Yes.
But the school, like 9th, 8th, and 7th were all in the room. So there was like 600-700 people. And after I played that, like people would be like, oh, hey, how you doing? You play drums or guitar? I'm like, oh, that's how I get attention from girls or whatever.
Yeah. That's a thing. And it's still a thing.
It's still totally a thing, man. We want to be like, everybody wants to be cool or paid attention to or known.
Right.
And so music was a great way for me to kind of achieve that in a way.
So what happened? Did you think, well, now I'm not working, I'm going to be a musician? Like what happened there? What was that process like?
Yeah. Well, I've always been in bands through high school. Well, I was always in bands through high school. I played with a lot of older guys. So I was playing in bars by the time I was 16, which was kind of fun. But after I graduated,
and where was that? Because you're in Utah, you're not allowed to be in bars until you're
this is Ohio, man. We do things different back in the Midwest.
Lawless back there. Okay, Ohio.
Although I did grow up in a dry county, so
You had to go out of county to play.
You had to go out of county to play the bars. Yeah, there was nothing around us.
That's
at
some
all.
Footloose stuff right there.
It was straight Footloose, man. It was it was a village called Hartville.
Okay.
That's
okay. A village. Oh, that's great.
Like 30 other people. Yeah. So just always in bands. Graduated high school. I graduated with a diploma and a daughter, so I had to get a job right away.
That's a young to have a daughter.
Yes,
Yeah.
the stakes were high.
Yep.
And so I became a carpenter, Finnish carpenter, not from Finland, but the kind of carpenter who does all the woodwork in your house.
Right.
And did that for a while. Played in bands still, and then played in some semi-popular local bands. But then I joined one that really kind of got a lot of attention and took off, and I took off too. And I was on tour in my 20s for about 5+ years or so.
How was that as a father and then touring as a young father?
Yeah.
What's that world like?
It was an interesting contrast.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because from what I don't know, were you married? I mean,
no, never got married. Just my girlfriend and I were together for 2 years, and ended up just having a daughter.
Yeah,
I was 8. I mean, she was born before I even graduated.
Wow.
So yeah, there was a lot of pressure and a lot of feeling and emotion around that. Obviously, a lot of beauty too. And I actually had energy back then to be a dad too, which was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it'd just be like you're on a tour for 30 days and you're calling to check in. You're seeing how things are going and spending a lot of time in between tours together.
Yeah.
But
because I don't know what happens now in 2026, but do kids go on tours? You keep them at home?
I don't think so. I think they go on YouTube or Instagram.
Yeah.
Which would be so much more cost effective. You don't have to develop bad habits and gas station food diets and sleepless nights and maybe I'll try it again. Maybe now it's time to try it.
Yeah. I meant you answered like as in the kids, like the young musicians, but I'm thinking like people with kids. Do they bring the kids on tour?
Oh yeah. Not in my case, man. Yeah. I mean, back then, if you're a big band and you've got a tour bus, likely, maybe.
Yeah.
They come out for a week. But we were in a 15 passenger van and a trailer and it was hardcore living.
Well, did you make any money during that time? Was it something that's just like it was a job? You didn't have to do any carpenter work?
I did. For a number of years, I made $1,000 a month by being in the band.
Crushing it, yeah.
I paid about $300 of that for child support and lived on the rest, like burritos, Taco Bell, and cheap beer.
But looking back now at this time of your life, this era, rock star era.
Yep.
Is this, you look back fondly or you're like, well, we'll push that aside for now?
You know what? I look back super fondly.
Good.
I mean, like, I wasn't like, I mean, there's a lot of different types of ways to behave when you're on the road. And the whole girl behavior and that whole side of things wasn't really my thing. I was just more like brooding musician backstage, drinking whiskey, thinking about life, reading books, and trying to think about cool songs to write. So, and kind of shy.
Yeah.
So from a behavioral standpoint, no regrets. From an adventure standpoint, yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're living a different way of life. Like I felt like a pirate. Like the rules are just not quite, you're just operating out of a different type of mindset and modality.
Do you have like managers that are overbearing, like checking on, like making sure you're doing the right things and stuff? Like, what is that like?
Managers, booking agents, record labels. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we had the whole thing at one point we got upstream to Columbia and the pressures to produce were even higher. And it was creative and fun, but there was also a lot of pressure at the level we were at, which was mid to low, but mid.
No, it's fantastic. I just read, I don't know if you've read this one, The 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent.
Oh.
And he was trying to leave the hustle life, right? And then he got signed by Columbia.
Okay.
I want to say it was Columbia. And then that's when he got shot because the hustle life caught up to him.
Yeah.
Went through the chin or whatever.
I didn't realize he got shot in the face.
Well, yeah, and then that's why he raps slower. And so he got shot in the face, and then I think he got shot like 7 or 8 times, like in the body. Oh. He was in his car. And then Columbia said, we're not going to be involved with this lifestyle of yours. And so he had to recover, and then he was staying at his grandma's house, and he thought, okay, well, I have got to rap slower now because I can't rap as fast, and that's why he has that unique sound that 50 does.
Yeah.
He leaned into it, right? So leaning into your problems that you have, and that was a problem. The other thing he leaned into, and this might have been around the same time, I'm not sure.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Late 2000s.
Was he was like, well, I can't tour or do concerts because they didn't finish me off, and they're looking to finish me off.
Yeah.
So he couldn't put himself out in the public. So he was like, I'm just going to do my own mixtapes, and he would do singles and mixtapes, and he hustled them on the streets like he used to drugs, Yeah. And then he got this cult following on the streets. And that's when Eminem was like, who is this guy? And Eminem signed him. And that's how he got
cool.
that's how he blew up. Yeah.
Oh, and Eminem knows the hustle, man.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he just identified that right away.
Yeah.
Oh,
wild.
Oh,
right?
That's cool. Man, Eminem, I tell you what, the club he used to play in, we played at in Detroit, 8 Mile in that movie. That is a gnarly place and a gnarly area.
How was that? Oh, I bet the area is a little rough.
Rough.
I don't know if
there used to be a homeless guy back there named Papa Smurf. We'd always like what's up, Papa Smurf? In fact, the main story from that time, like besides like all the cool moments of meeting interesting people, like we stayed too close to Detroit after a show. Usually the rule is like you drive at least an hour out of town.
Yeah.
We stayed too close, stayed in a Motel 6, woke up in the morning, our van and trailer gone. And on that tour, I had brought every guitar. I had friends giving me guitars to bring just for fun. It was all gone, all stolen. And then they took our van and trailer down by this area near the river and burned it. Set on fire and burned it to a crisp. Yeah.
Everything was gone.
Yep. And speaking of life, that was like one of the first moments where I'm like, oh, you have to hold things like this. You can't hold them like this.
Interesting.
It was a big lesson in letting go.
You're on tour, like those dates are packed, like next day.
They were packed. We were on tour with a band called Stray Light Run, who ended up kind of turning into Fun. And then
I really like Stray Light Run.
Yeah. And then Sparta was the other band, which was one half of some other famous cool band. And so we rented a Chevy Cobalt 4-door sedan, and we were like 3 shows in the tour. We still had to go all the way out West California and Texas and back. And the band just let us borrow their equipment.
But you have I'm not a musician, but from what I've seen from producing band sessions for 10 years.
Yeah.
And what we do there is we've got bands come in, so 3 to 4 a month, and I run the sound for them. Had no idea what I was doing for years. But now I've learned y'all like your little pedal setups, and you like it's a custom deal, So for that to be gone, and then you got to play the next night, that's a little wild.
Yep. On weird guitars. And for me, it was a dream though. There's a band called Engine Down, which was a real obscure indie band from the late 90s. And I loved them. And the singer was like a hired gun on that tour playing in Sparta. So I got to use all of his gear. Awesome. And I was just in heaven. Yeah. But we had a picture back in the day of Stray Light Run's big tour bus, Sparta's van and trailer, and then our little red Chevy Cobalt.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's A for adventure right.
Do you remember any of the books you read?
Back then?
Yeah, because you're sitting backstage drinking whiskey, reading books.
I do. One in particular kind of changed my life, and it's because of the drummer Matthew Putman, who was one of my best friends of all time, introduced me to Joseph Campbell and the hero with 1,000 faces. And I read Joseph Campbell's more kind of like greatest hits ideas kind of conglomerate book. But Joseph Campbell was a professor in I want to say the 50s and 60s, and he was a mythology professor. And he's everything mythos, which then kind of comes back to the hero's journey. That was his main thing. Whoever did Star Wars, what's his name?
The director or
the director, writer.
Yeah.
What's his face? That
Spielberg?
was yes. The other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah.
I can look at.
But at any rate, that was his big whole thing to start Star Wars. So the hero's journey, I think probably a great element for this podcast of if you just think of Luke Skywalker, you set out on a quest, you're scared, it's hard, you don't know where to go. Kind of the Alchemist too.
Oh, Lucas.
Yeah, George Lucas. Oh, thanks, man. Couple of guys.
That's embarrassing. Oh,
sorry, Star Wars.
It's just because we're in the middle of thinking of other things. We weren't in the moment. I think if I was watching it, I'd be like, "Oh, George Lucas." I'll just come right there. Yeah. Jeez.
See these gray hairs, man?
Oh, I know. It happens. I need to. Anyway, so literally rock star life early on. Now, something that held me back from being a creative was this fear of not being able to create a life after. Like, if the creative thing didn't work out, now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't even remember what I would. Oh, I think it was more acting and writing. So I was an actor early on.
Oh, I can totally see that. Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, but if that doesn't work out, I'm screwed. Like, what do I do? And I'm so mad at myself for having that attitude, because, you know, I literally went back to school in my mid 30s anyway. Like, I did it anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I did too.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's so much overlap.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. So did you have any of those fears when you were rock star era?
Yeah. I had nothing but fear. I was riddled with it.
Yeah.
I still have to work on that a lot. But at the same time, like so much of my life up to this point has been operating from a place of really no choice. Do or die.
Yeah.
Burn the boats. There aren't boats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and really no hyperbole, because like when you start out of the gate, like I had a really hard time in high school. I couldn't concentrate. My family was a little intense and there was a lot going on. It was hard to really focus on like school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of those kids who was always behind and just didn't figure it out. I graduated barely and with a daughter. And then I'm like, okay, life got more serious. Like, I got to make sure, what am I going to do? So I've never really had the chance to come from a perspective of like, let's think about this and then make a plan and execute the plan. It's always kind of been in flux from the starting line. So I had to get a job as a carpenter. I graduated, went on my senior trip, and the next Monday I was at work.
Yeah.
And then with the band stuff, I loved it so much. I guess more with respect to your question, like, I also really loved music so much. It was everything to me. It was my life. I was fully involved. I was fully in the pool. Number one. And there wasn't a question when I had an opportunity to join a band that was going to go somewhere and I knew it. There was no question that I had to take that opportunity.
Yeah.
I had to find the adventure. I was depressed at home. I was living with my parents. I was working as a carpenter. My daughter's mom and I didn't really vibe. And it was just like, my friends were all going to college and going out and drinking on the weekends. And I was doing that too, but working. And so when I had the opportunity to really take music to the next level, yeah, I just went for it. And I didn't think about what was next because there wasn't really a next anyway. Yeah.
So
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. We, like I said, for our Van Sessions podcast that we produce, it's been 10 years and we average we used to do 4 bands every month. And so, 4 times 12 times 10 is a lot of bands, right? A lot of different bands.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I always ask the musicians is, what's your plan? Now, some of the older musicians who they just enjoy, they all have jobs or careers and this is just fun for them.
Yeah.
They don't have a plan. They just play for fun.
Yeah.
But all the kids are going to be famous, like all of them.
Yeah.
But the percentage that I know of that anyone who's made it full time is maybe 2 of all of those bands that we've had over the past 10 years are actually working full time in the industry.
Like Caden, maybe Sammy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that business, I would think even more now. It felt so difficult back then because you did have to like get popular in your area. Then you start touring around the larger state. Then you got your 3 states and you're going to New York City and Nashville. But now, like, it's just online and it's a sea.
Yeah.
It's a sea of endless content. So how do you stand out there? But yeah, I mean, that business is insanely hard to make it.
Boobs stand out. I've noticed, especially on the Van Sessions Instagram. I'm like, bass player with boobs is like, they get so many views.
I know, you can totally quantify it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so poor dude who doesn't have that going for him and is just trying to write good music. I'm like, I don't know how you get, I don't know, like you said, in the algorithm, like, how do you get seen? I just don't, I have no idea how they compete with that.
I tried the shirt off thing for a while.
You did.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I was too skinny.
It was hot then though. Well, skinny shirts off rocker in the 90s was thanks Axl Rose was a thing.
That's always true.
Yeah.
Well, Scott Weiland's STP.
Totally. Oh, and his little dance moves were a thing. Did you ever try to do his dance moves?
No, but I'll tell you what, looking back over that time and having played a lot of his music and listened to it even more, like when they first came out, I was like, this dude is ripping off Eddie Vedder. They're so lame.
Oh, really?
They're not Pearl Jam, but I like their stuff, but it was kind of like a lame thing too. And looking back, I think that band has aged so well.
Yeah.
And he was one of the best lead singers, frontman ever. Yeah. And his dance moves were fire.
Yeah.
Like Sorry, I just love that guy. He is.
I love that
so much.
At some point, you had to grow up, so you exited the rock scene. What was that move like? Was it forced? Was it?
Yeah, this is my favorite story to tell publicly.
Okay,
because I overdosed on drugs. In an
like
arena.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We were on a tour with. And again, the universe has a way of putting you where you need to be. Whether it's going this way or having to take a reset and a break and a breather. But we were on tour with Blue October, Shiny Toy, Guns and Yellow Card, and it was an arena tour. And
what a hell of a lineup! Unreal.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
and we were the openers, so we weren't playing for the full crowd.
Yeah,
but it was a rowdy tour. I had come into contact with a lighting guy that I really liked dearly, and at the time our energies met, and our energies were pretty far out and a little bit dangerous. And he had. Yeah, I really don't go into all I put in my body that night, but
they didn't warn you about lighting guy.
You should know. From now on, anybody out there trying to do a career in music, watch out for lighting guy. Now, God rest his soul, he actually passed away. He fell off a ladder at the Exit Inn, coincidentally in Nashville, which is my favorite club. And actually, he was the lighting guy and did a lot of stuff for Flaming Lips. So I bet those guys would know him too. But at any rate, we were doing drugs, drinking, doing all kinds, putting drugs everywhere, and I got really sick and definitely OD'd on some harder drugs. And we were in Texas. We drove straight home to Ohio after the show, and I didn't move except for once to throw up. And I think I got pretty close at that point.
So you didn't go to the hospital or anything?
You're in a band. You're kind of hiding it. And I think I was able to get myself from the hotel room to the van, and I don't think they really truly know until I got sick, and they were like, oh, wow. But at any rate, we got back to Ohio, and we went right to breakfast, and we sat down, and we decided to take a break.
Yeah.
And the singer of this band, his name's Michael Shepard, tremendously talented guy, has been through different iterations. I was actually the second iteration in the band of musicians, so it was kind of time for him to remold that and redo that whole setup. And for me, I thought I'd always just go back and be a carpenter again. So I went to Montana. I had some work there at one point, and in the Flathead Valley near the Flathead Lake, and
beautiful.
I picked up my tool belt. I started my company, Owen Custom Carpentry. I'm like, all right, this is all I really know I can do right now. And then the housing market hit, and the whole time.
So I'm thinking around 2008.
Yep, right at 2008. The whole time, Jenny and I had been kind of off and on together for a few years, and she had been watching me and all my shenanigans on.
Oh, this is your current partner.
This is my wife. Yeah, that's my current partner.
Yep.
God, by some miraculous miracle. And so work dried up in Montana. Jenny and I were kind of on the outs, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm driving down. I'm bringing all my stuff. I'm coming down to your house.
And where did she live at the time?
In North Ogden.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Bring it on home. Yeah.
And so got to Utah, man, and had no prospects, no job. There's no use for a carpenter at the time. I remember looking at like Craigslist, and there was nothing, Brandon. I went to a square foot gardening.
And you're
interview.
Probably in your 30s, I'm assuming.
I'm just like 29, like 30, right around. Yeah, so I'm in my 30s. Now I'm in my 30s. Oh, dude.
That's when we should all start over. I'm starting over again in my 50s, just so you know. Like, nice. It's like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go a different. My wife was like, are you kidding me right now?
Again? Of course. Yeah. That's how we roll.
Yeah. How us artists do, you know?
We're a complex bunch, man.
We're free range careerists or something.
Yeah, we're not boring, that's for sure.
True. Facts. Yeah. And shout out to the women who stick by our sides, because my goodness, we're not easy to live with.
Dude. Yeah. I'm so grateful my wife puts up with me, and we're still trucking along.
Good.
Because so be a pill.
You're in North Ogden now, and no prospects, no job.
Nope. Only hiking.
Wow, you can't get paid to hike, dude. What is this?
I didn't, man, but I had a lot of time, and like, I was listening to you earlier about like who you think you are, like self, like as a person, and kind of how you see yourself fitting in the world. And at the time, like I was a musician, like through and through. Like Jenny's mom.
That's your identity.
Yeah, it's totally my identity. She's like, you thought you were pretty cool. I'm like, did I? Yeah, you did. And so
that's hard to hear from someone else, by the way.
It is, especially your future mother-in-law, but she was totally true and right. And anyway, I was like, well, man, talk about identity crisis.
Yeah.
Because you're leaning on being the cool guy who people like really want to talk to and hang around.
Yeah.
Because you're doing this thing. And all the energy comes to you, which is nice for me because I'm an introvert.
Also conflicted because you're not currently doing the thing.
I've lost that part of myself. So yeah, I started hiking a lot and writing a lot of music, drinking late at night in Jenny's basement, just playing piano and recording. Not like getting it crazy, but like just, just kind of like sussing it out on my own music and art, and then hiking a lot. And yeah, I mean, the hiking especially, like, it just brought a lot of clarity being by myself in our mountains here and just dialing that in. Yeah. Yeah.
And then how did you move from that to Imagine Music?
Yeah. So it just kind of blends right in. So I'm in this point in my life where I'm hiking and kind of trying to figure it out. And one of Jenny's like family friends who they've known for years was like, hey, do you want to like show my daughter how to play guitar? Because he would come over once a week for like, just to kind of hang out with the family. And I'm like, sure. She was like 12 at the time. I'm like, I never really taught guitar, but I could probably show her some stuff.
Which is interesting because you didn't learn the traditional way either.
No, I didn't. So I'm like,
how do you teach it when you just pick it up and teach yourself?
Well, I was like, well, what do you want to learn? Because I'm like, I can teach you all my stuff, but my music's kind of like, maybe you like something different. You're younger than me. Maybe you don't want to learn Freebird off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
So
we all want to learn Freebird off the bat.
That's true. So I taught her, I'm like, what do you want to learn? Taught her how to play some stuff. And she got to be pretty good. And we were at Olive Garden one night for dinner, and I needed some guitar strings like a few months later. And I just walked across the street. Music Village.
Yep.
I walked in there, Brandon, and I'm like, I'd like some guitar strings. Also, do you need a guitar teacher? I've got nothing. I've never taught guitar.
And that's where the guitar teachers hung out at the time.
That was where they were all at. And the person who interviewed me is the owner's brother. His name is Dave Gilbert, and he now works at Imagine Music.
Love that.
After me trying to get him to come with me for 10 years. And it's the most special thing in the world. But I kind of gave them my background. They're like, oh, we could sell that.
Done. Yeah.
So started teaching and did that for like a year and a half or two. And then that kind of like moved into me doing my own thing. And
you're a straight up franchise now. We have two? Yeah, two. Yeah.
Two.
Franchise.
Yep. And it sounds nice and sexy from that perspective. We'll just leave it at that. Franchise.
Like, really, I just have two locations.
And it's mostly me and Huntsville, like, hey.
Yeah. But if someone wants to open a third somewhere, let me know.
Yeah, we can talk. ChatGPT that.
But how has that helped satisfy the rock star thing and passing it on to the next gen?
Oh man, it's been a life changer for me.
Yeah.
Pure life changer. It's been such a gift from the gods, from an ego perspective, from just a life fuel perspective. Everything I did when I was playing music in my 20s was for me.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to get, you want to get popular, you want to make money. Being famous is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Having a lot of attention is great. And when I started doing Imagine Music, I remember first still being excited about it because it was nice to be doing my own thing, but still I was like, oh, I'm a guitar teacher. And, I go to these parties with Jenny. She was working for the Air Force at the time. Everybody be like, what are you doing? What's your career path? Blah, blah. And they're all saying all this fancy stuff. They're engineers and computer programmers. Like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a guitar teacher, Yeah. I'd feel a little embarrassed about that because I just didn't feel like it was enough in the eyes of the world. And
I hate that we do that to ourselves.
I do too. Yeah. And I've since learned more, and I wish I could go back and just be like, "It's cool, dude. Like, you're doing something special." But as time has gone on, and now Imagine Music, I think, is like 11 or 12 years old.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, and to you for all your work on band sessions. I mean, I just feel like we got such parallel, just like grind.
Oh, it's a grind.
Capital G.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what I took away is that there's two things. First of all, we're supporting people with music. We're helping them learn to express themselves better. We're helping them enjoy music. Whether it's a teenager who needs to learn how to play a song to get through a breakup or to understand their feelings at that turbulent time in life when all their emotions are really going crazy, or an adult who's in a different place in their life or moving through a transition, or someone who just wants to have fun and shred some Metallica or some jazz or whatever. But we're helping people be happy.
Yeah.
And what I've learned more about that, especially with the younger generation, like I've been able to sit across from youth for 10,000 plus hours now through the years. and support them and give them my undivided attention.
Mm-hmm.
And kids don't get that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents are on their phones. They're on their phones. Everybody, it's a busy, stressful, high pressure world.
Mm-hmm.
And to sit with a teenager and just vibe with them, it unlocks something in them that is really useful, and it supports them. Not all the time, but we're here for it. And oftentimes that's been the case.
Yeah.
So really that boils down to supporting and loving and being there for youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a really special mission.
Huge mission. And is any of that come from missing some of the being the dad the first time?
Oh, dude, there's a good question. You got Kleenexes in here anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It does. It does. I've had honorary daughters.
Yeah.
And it's usually girls, because I'm a girl dad.
Yep.
And sons too. Like I've had multiple guys and girls that I've worked with for years.
Mm-hmm.
I just hugged it out with my good friend London Owens, who I started when she was 8 years old, Brandon, and
Mm-hmm.
she's 20.
Yeah.
And she just had her last lesson in the fall. And Riley Allen, awesome local family, worked with her for almost a decade.
Yeah.
And multiple kids. I mean, sometimes these kids are just with you for a long time,
Yeah.
and you're watching them grow up. So yeah, I guess back to your question. Yeah. I have a really big hole in my heart. Yeah. Of like missing Sadie growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I filled that up with a lot of my students and
you're
just
giving
people in
back
general.
now. And that's important because you're coming full circle. You're making up for a little bit of lost time there. I
Yeah.
think. So, and then now just, recently you've got, real estate broker, and then also the Montessori. So you can kind of wrap those two into one.
Yeah.
Hands are full, buddy.
Real estate was like, I was teaching guitar to a really awesome guy. He's my good friend, Bryce Olson, whose wife is Shannon Olson, who's just an insanely amazing realtor. And she helped us buy a house and sell a house. And I'm like, oh my God, you were so professional and cool. And like, you're also like just crushing.
Yeah.
So I would go up to their house and teach Bryce guitar. And I'm just like, I want to try this.
Yeah.
And I'm really scared to do it. And I went for it, and she helped me and trained me, and her and her sister, Amanda Schleninger, helped me figure all that out.
Oh, I didn't know that was her sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mandy. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's just a tremendous spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they trained me and helped me figure it out. And I took that and just kind of took it to the next level year by year.
Yeah.
And that's been great. And then, Montessori school.
This is new.
This is new.
Yeah.
This is about as fresh as it gets. And this is like a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
Long story short, like our building in Ogden, we were renting out to a Montessori school, about 70% of the building, and it started to kind of, that school in particular was having they were a multinational school, and long story short, they were pulling out.
Yeah. Cause I want to say there's one where I live in the Terrace, and that one's closed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's
Montessori Discovery or something is what they call it. And
yeah.
And no one's there anymore.
It's a wild biz, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, it's not.
What is it?
What's Montessori?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I take it for granted. Yeah. So it's like it's a cult. No, I'm kidding. No,
it's just a cult.
No, Montessori is it's a really cool modality of education.
Okay.
And the best way to sum it up is the approach is follow the child.
Mm.
And Maria Montessori was a European lady who lived 100 plus years ago, or maybe I don't know the exact time, and I should know. I feel like I'm on the spot as the owner, just in case any of our clients watch this. But it's a really cool way to have children-led education.
Mm.
And rather than having teachers, you have guides.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a classroom, say Sienna's in it right now, of like our daughter, who's 5, with like kids who are like 4 to 6 or 7 or 3 to 6 or something. And they're all in there together, older kids helping encourage and helping the younger kids. And it's just one big collaborative.
Well, that's fun. I like that.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I've known about it for a long time. And I was always like, what is this Montessori thing? And we even sent Sienna to Providence Montessori in South Ogden for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Just test it?
No, we had another care facility fall through on us.
Oh, okay.
Which is part of the reason we took over the school. Yeah. But at any rate, it's a great modality for education. Like Sienna is so much more independent. It's remarkable.
And do you still have to do like state testing or something, or what is that?
No state testing. No, it's pretty loose in the parameters, in terms of testing. So it's an interesting thing. And usually it's like, feels
like this fits your personality here.
Dude, where was this when I was a kid, man?
100%. I know.
But like Mark Zuckerberg, I mean, all these big names were all like Montessori kids growing up. So that's what I say to be like, you should try it too.
So our kids went to a charter, and it is self-paced, which is nice with their teachers. It's chartered, so it's not as free as that.
Yeah.
But we just had his the fifth graders parent-teacher conference, right?
Yeah.
And the teacher, he's cute. He's young, and the trailer here is Yellowstone themed.
Yeah.
And his class is national parks themed. So I'm broing with this dude already, right? And but I was reminded that it was fifth grade when I wasn't allowed to sit in the class. Like I was sitting out at recess. I was sitting either next to this teacher's desk or she put me in the hall at one point because I wouldn't shut the hell up. Like I would just talk to everybody and I would crack jokes. And like I could care less about the class and learning. And I'm wondering if a Montessori, is that how you say it? Style of would have been a little more helpful for my type of personality.
Me too, man. We both needed that so bad. Where was it?
I don't know. I didn't have it where I was. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been this really magical adventure for us because, long story short, the school that was there ended up exiting. And Jenny and I have been in so many, like multiple care situations to where like St. Paul's across the street. We finally got our kids into St. Paul's across the street from Imagine Music on the 33rd block of Harrison. They had a great reputation. We're trying to like tee them up for St. Joe's eventually. And and they gave us everybody a letter on like 2 weeks before Christmas that they're closing for good. Oh God. We're like, oh my God, it's went to so all this, having experienced that pain and stress, we're like, there's two things here. Okay, we're about ready to have a really big empty space in our building, and God, these parents are about ready to get hosed.
Yeah.
And the kids are all gonna have to scatter to the wind. They've got their friendships and relationships. It's a really special, tight knit community. This particular school.
Yeah.
And so we're like, the staff seems pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe we take this over and look at taking it over. So we were on vacation in Hawaii over Christmas 2 years ago, last year. And we're just hauled up like starting a business, filing with the state, trying to get a bank. And we had it up and running then by March and took it over.
Congrats. That's a big deal. That's huge.
Yeah. It's been massively cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. So this is where you're at now, right?
Up to present day. Present day.
Multiple lives of David Owens. Yes. This is a great podcast already, but now we got to ask you some serious questions because those weren't serious enough.
Let's get deep.
So your purpose has probably changed over the years. It sounds like it has. Where are you now with your purpose?
Yeah, it's funny. In preparation for coming on, I'm like, dang man, what is my purpose?
This is why we have the podcast. I want people to think about this question. Yes.
I think everyone should think about this question because that's your North Star. It's the force that pulls you forward. Yeah. And so for me, it's honestly, it's pretty easy to say now because I've been chopping it up in my brain in my 40s now for a while and thinking about things. I'm 47 now, and my purpose is to support kids, family, and community. That's it. I like doing the real estate thing, and I can pull that in, supporting families, and I like that. It's a service job. Everything I do is in service to families. Yeah, so I would say my life's purpose is servitude. Yeah, to be a servant, to provide safe spaces for young people, in particular, and to love them and to give them my attention and my love and my energy when we're together.
That is beautiful, and you're doing it every day. And so I would consider that living your best life on the daily. I don't know how much you think about that or think about success or how do you define success?
Multiple ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I've got a number in mind too. When it comes to success, that's a component of it. I want to do well from a financial perspective because that's one of the components of at least perceived success. But success for me is working hard and while still being present with my family to provide my family with amazing opportunities. Yeah. That's success. And, and it's not like you have to make $1 million to be successful or have a certain, any type of monetary number. I felt successful in my 20s when I was in a rock band and eating ramen. Yeah. But success to me is really just like offering and providing my kids with the best life possible. and trying to work on myself and be a better person. I know it sounds so like canned and generic, but like I've got a lot of work to do. So that is a big part of it, to be a better dad, to be a better husband, to be a better business owner and supporter of all the people in the businesses. But success to me, man, is just, providing my kids with attention, presence, and experiences.
I failed to ask you this question, so now I got to circle way back to the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite shows is Love Actually. I don't know.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's his face?
The elderly. He's not even, I don't know. He's great. What phenomenal actor. But he plays the aging rock star, I guess, right? And he dubs over one of his hits in the Christmas song, right?
Yeah, I can picture it.
And then he's live on TV and he gives the best advice to kids he says, like, kids, don't buy drugs. Become a rock star and they'll give them to you for free. So is that true? They just give them to you? Like, what is the deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
True. When you're a rock band, dude, like you don't pay for much.
Yeah.
All the alcohol is pretty much
because you're not making any much. Right?
No, you're not making. You're just scraping by.
So you buy the ramen and get the drugs for free. Is like
and if you have to, you buy some Canadian Club whiskey. You know what I mean? Just a handle of that.
Bottom shelf whiskey.
Seagram's was mine. I'd always have a little bit of Seagram's before I play a show. Not too much, but just to because you're tired every night, and so you got to get like to the zone.
Yeah.
But yep.
Oh, that's fun. Great line in the movie, by the way.
Yeah, I absolutely love that movie. It's so romantic.
Okay, so you're kind of in the middle of it now. I love this resurgent, this new you, David Owen, living your best life. How do you want to be remembered?
Oh man, that's a complex question because there's ego involved, and I really want to eschew that part of it. I just want to be remembered for how I've been able to make people feel when we're together, and to like students and clients, especially, I just, they always say like people remember how you make them feel. Mm-hmm. And I just want people I want to be remembered by being a loving person who was there with people and understood them and listened to them, who didn't treat people as a number or a way to make money.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in real estate. I don't like that part of it at all.
Yeah.
But even generally for all of our teachers, at Imagine Music, it's equity. We teach together, we're fellows. Mm-hmm. And then with the Montessori school, we're on a mission together, a really important mission to take care of children. So it's really just treating everyone. I mean, it's the golden rule, man, equitably. Yeah. You want to be treated and just sharing love. So I want to be remembered for being a loving person and supporting people. And it doesn't matter if anyone knows about me, but as long as, and individually, I hope that like maybe a past student can look back and be like, yeah, he was there for me.
Yeah. I love that. We share a lot in common as far as our goals go in defining success and how we want to live, for sure. I did want to circle back. You swapped hiking for mountain biking.
Oh, I did.
Yes. Ooh, you got dirty.
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah.
He's my evening boy. Sorry about that, man. It's the morning.
I did. Oh.
Oh, I did.
Come on.
So
what?
I was early on in my Ogden adventure, I volunteered for the Ogden Trails Network Committee, and we just were a board that supported all things trails in Ogden, mm-hmm. and it was really fun. I loved it, but the best part of that board, I met the most amazing people. At that time. There were just some real cool people there.
Yeah,
and in particular, I met my
still
amazing people. Nick, what's up, brother? Still a lot of good peeps. But we were the best iteration. Just kidding. There's been so many good volunteers through the years through that committee alone. And, but all I'm trying to say is I met Darren Giordano.
Yeah.
And he,
Big D,
man, my brother, man. And we were sitting in a meeting. He's like, what's up with all your hiking, you hippie? He's just making fun of me. I had longer hair and driving a Subaru. And he's like, you got to go mountain biking. You can see more in a shorter amount of time. And I'm like, it didn't connect. I'm like, I don't really care, man. Like, just what are you even talking about? I'm up in the mountains. I'm having a good time.
I don't really care, man. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's you, dude.
Yeah. You do you, dude.
Follow my own flow, bro. And so,
oh, that's great.
Anyway, Darren is a force of nature.
Yeah.
Period. He's an amazing community member. He's done so much stuff. Like we mostly / he and a gal named Wendy Jones started a nonprofit for mountain biking and really blew up that area a little bit on socials. And so he's just got this momentum. And he's like, you got to get a mountain bike. And I got one. And he kept taking me mountain biking, encouraging me and showing me how to do it. And I kept getting stronger. And it changed my life, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I would do without mountain biking. I like to listen to podcasts when I mountain bike sometimes, or books, and sometimes music, and just the physical exertion. It helps me work out my stress.
Yeah.
If I can't see straight, if I'm feeling like the walls are closing in and I can't understand a scenario or an emotion, I go mountain biking and everything becomes clear again.
Yeah. Amazing how that works.
Dude, yeah, I know, right? Just moving your body a little bit. But like per your podcast, so like I'm looking at these books, 10X, right? Do hard things.
Yeah.
I've made challenges and shown myself that I can do things on that mountain bike that I never dreamed possible. One being a 100-mile race in Colorado called Leadville that starts at 10,000 feet. It's a 100-mile race and you gain like 12,000 feet of elevation throughout the whole entire race.
Yeah.
And I think I did that like my 3rd year in, and
that's ambitious. Nice work.
We just backed into it. He's like, we did like a race of Powder Mountain that the Weber County put on. I can't remember what it's called right now. I keep thinking the nut, but it's not. And we're like, let's try
the 12 hours.
Yeah, it was at El Dose.
Okay.
Yeah. And Darren was like, we should try for Leadville. I'm like, sure, whatever. I don't know what that is. And we got in. It was so hard to get in. And yeah, but like mountain biking has provided a way for me to challenge myself and prove to myself I can do something bigger.
Yeah.
Real estate's been that. Taking on a Montessori school, like saying yes. Like sometimes it's nice to be a yes man, because I'm kind of a yes man.
Yeah.
I'm a total people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'll say yes. But like it also puts you in these really cool circumstances and challenges and fearful places where you have to slay your fear demons. And
I like the idea of saying yes to things that inspire you and motivate you, and saying no to a lot of other things that just don't.
I am there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if it's not a hell yes for me nowadays, it's a no.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still working that way, but I'm mostly there.
I'm slowly learning that too. I'm also a people pleaser, but it was part of the 10X is easier than 2X is you've got to you can't do everything.
Yeah.
Even with the team, you can't do everything. So you got to let something go. There is an example in that book that you might like, and it is on a person selling real estate who gave up half their business in order to triple their income and just become better at what they do. So
yeah,
it's a thing.
I think about that a lot. I think about that too, in the sense that I've always had a lot of irons in the fire, because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Because when you start at like literally the starting line in your 30s, like zero.
Yeah.
You just try to find any way to hustle.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I'm getting better at focusing.
Yeah. That's good.
Sometimes I wonder though, because I like everything so much individually. Like I love real estate. I love helping families, and I love the challenge it provides me of getting out of my own way. And every time I go to meet a new client for showing homes or for a listing appointment, I get really nervous. And I'm like, they're going to think I'm a total weirdo. I don't even know if they want to work with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And luckily, mostly I do referrals anyway, so they kind of already know.
Yeah.
But then there's moments where I'm like, if I really just focus on that, gosh, because it's a high paying business.
It is.
But gosh, it's just hard when
you love other things.
I love other things to balance me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, man. The podcast is meant to get people to think, right? Think about your purpose. Think about how you want to live your best life. You got a little bit of life behind you. Any advice you would have for others who are seeking to live their best life?
Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self?
Man, I want to go back into find a way to serve others, find a way to help. And you never know what magic that's going to crack open in the universe and inside of yourself. And I think there's magic woo-woo in there, because you don't even have to know because a lot of people just get stuck at, I'm just a this. I'm just whatever it may be. Like I'm just a computer programmer. I'm just a stay-at-home dad, mom, whatever. Anything in that realm. But what's my purpose? What's my I don't even know if I have a passion. You know, you don't have to worry about any of that. That's, you know, you can get past that stuckness spot just by serving somebody. Whether you join a board, whether you help some people clean up trash in your community, like find a service project through a church, through an organization, helping, like it's magical. So yeah, I guess I would say most people think that like you have to find your life's purpose, then go for it. But I would say take action, try serving someone, and then see where that takes you.
And the purpose will come.
Yeah.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother. Much love.
Thank you for turning into this. Maybe you turned into it. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Ascent Life podcast. If you did make it this far in the program, please subscribe to us on YouTube at Ascent Life Now. And for your daily dose of visual inspiration, you can follow Ascent Life on Instagram. Please subscribe to the weekly Ascent Life newsletter, where I share what I learn each week on how to live your best life. It's a little more in depth of what I'm reading at the time. And the link to that to subscribe will be in the show notes. Thanks for joining me on this journey as we all push towards our self-actualization through resilience, adaptability, and creating a positive impact on the world using our own unique ability to fulfill our purpose and become the best version of ourselves, healthy, wealthy, and wise. We'll continue our path together on the next episode of Ascent Life. Cheers and Godspeed.